All right, it's the Chief, bonding with board games. The dog, if you just watched my other vlog, has just been put outside, currently sitting on the deck, but basically unsupervised. She usually does pretty good, but we'll see. I've got one neighbor that does not like her wandering over into his yard. I was pretty much done with the vlogs, and then I remembered, hey, there was one I wanted to cover. I'm calling it performance anxiety. And it has to do with me teaching games. Usually I'm a pretty good game teacher. I don't say I'm awesome. I do not like teaching games that if I don't know the rules, and I'm gonna try to read them real quick, I'm a slow rules reader, processor, fiddler. I've gotta like fiddle through a game solo before I go play it with somebody else. And then I like them to be patient. In our game group, we have Greg Schmidtkins. Hello, some of you know him from Ham Tag. He sits to my left. He is a retired engineer. He wrote technical manuals. He devours rule books like nobody's business, and he teaches well. He teaches really well, but he does not have a lot of patience for poor teaching, although he did with me recently. Some of you know that I had doing the dice game, or due to copyright reasons, the dice must flow. It's a print and play kind of deal, but it's got a nice production value. And it's supposed to give you Dune in about an hour or so, which is great. I was read up on the rules. I had played through like some solo games. I kind of had it down. I was ready to go. And then I went to my board game night and nobody was interested. Nobody wanted to play. And then I wasn't able to make the next one. And for about 3 or 4 weeks, I had it ready and sitting there, but I hadn't touched it again. I brought it to a game night. These guys show up from Oklahoma City just to play that. Awesome. And they're like, let's play it. And then Greg goes, yeah, I want to play it too. And immediately, I locked up because I hadn't reread the rules. I hadn't gone over the processes, and I know Greg likes that, and to teach good, I should have been brushed up. And I like had this whole, I would have rather been kicking in a door with like a criminal on the other side than teaching that game with Greg at the table. Total performance anxiety. So I said, I don't know if I want to play. And these guys from Oklahoma City drove up 2 hours to play, and they're looking at me like, what? And I'm realizing, I'm at a jam. So I just laid it out on the table. First of all, always lay it out on the table. I said, Greg, when I teach a game to you, I got to know the game. I've probably played it and taught it a few times before I ever want to teach it to Greg, because I want it to be smooth and to the point. I said I told him I'd rather be kicking in a door than teaching this game to you. That's why I'm kind of Now, luckily, the 2 guys from Oklahoma City said, hey, man, we just played this like a couple times today. And I was like, whew, all right, with your help, let's do it. And then they pretty much put that game rule book on their shoulders and carried it. I was like, just, ugh. And then Greg was real patient, I think because I told him, hey, I don't feel I can teach this to you. I can teach it to them, but I can't teach it to you. And I don't know, I just wanted to bring that out. So I can tell you, I don't need any more stress in my life, okay? The family, kids running around, that's one. The job, although not always crazy stressful, it has its moments, as you can imagine. And I don't ever want those in my board game life unless they're actually part of like, oh, can I take this? Or, oh, am I going to get the card I want? And that's easy stress. I don't like stress of like, oh, I got to teach this game to all these people, and I'm not sure I'm brushed up enough for Greg. So be honest with everybody there. The game ended up being great, and I got some wonderful comments from these guys who are big Dune players, and everything went perfectly. But I was honest, and then I even got an assist, and everything was cool. So there you go. Performance anxiety from the Chief. Who knew? See you guys. Chief, bonding with board games, coffee, Zombie Side. Love it.